Hi everybody, and welcome to the following of the Crowdfunding-2 smart contract. So in the previous videos we managed to finish and compile successfully the Crowdfunding-2 smart contract, and now we're going to deploy it and test the contract. So in order to do so, let's head over to the deploy and run transactions, and here we can deploy the smart contract by writing first the goal amount. So for example, here I can determine 2 million or any number that you like for the goal amount, so we can transact. So it's been done successfully. Now we can enter something as the transaction, as the balance of the smart contract. So here I can enter, for example, 1 gigabyte. So it should be just enough for paying the fee of the transactions or transfer of the money. So here 1 gigabyte is fine. So now let me copy the address. So that it's been successful. So this amount of ether has been added to the balance. Now we can contribute to the project with another address. There we go. So here I can enter the amount that I want to contribute to the amount of crowdfunding. So for example, here I can choose 200,000. So let's transact. As you can see, it's been successful. So here the campaign has not closed yet because it hasn't exceeded the number related to goal amount. And here I can enter the address to check the contributions. As you can see, the number of contributions has been shown here. The current amount is also 200,000, and the goal amount is 2 million. The project owner is this address. So now let's choose another address right over here, and so here I can enter for example 1,900,000 as the goal amount, as the contribution amount. So let's transact, and now let's check the campaign close because it has exceeded the amount of the goal amount. Now it's true, and so here we can also check this address's contribution. So let me copy again, Control A and Control V. So as you can see, 1,900,000. So the current amount is 2,100,000 tokens, and the goal amount is 2 million tokens, and the project owner is still this address. So as the project owner, we can now withdraw the funds. So let's see what is the problem here. No contributions to withdraw. So actually I think we need to also contribute as the message sender. So let's put, for example, 200 tokens to transact. So campaign is closed. So let me check. I think the person who okay, this person has withdrawn the funds. Actually, it's not about the person who starts the contract, but it's about the person who pays for the contract, who can then withdraw the funds. So now let's try this one more time, and let me close this one, do the transaction again, and this time the third address has started. As you can see, this address has got more funds than its initial one because it has got the money of the crowdfunding. Okay, so now let's contribute with the person who has created the contract. But before we do that, let's add a value. So for example 1 gigaway, or you can add, for example, 100 ways, because not that much is needed. So let's copy the address and enter it here, transact, and as you can see, we've got this amount of ether in the balance. So let's enter the amount. Here I can, for example, pay 500 as the amount. So the campaign has not closed yet. So another address can also enter an amount. So for example, this address enters something like the whole amount of the goal amount, so 2 million amount. So there we go, and campaign is closed now. And now let's check if the initial address who started the contract can actually withdraw the funds. So that person cannot do that, right? Let's check why that is for. The called function shouldn't be payable if you send value to the value. Send should be less than your current balance to get more information. Okay, so now let's try this with the second one and try to withdraw the amount. Still there seems to be a problem, so let's check the current amount, goal amount, project owner, and the contributions of this address. Okay, and now as the second address, let's try to withdraw another time. Okay, there seems to be a problem with this one, but we're going to check here instead of our smart contract. Now, for example, we can omit this requirement, so the contributions of the message sender not be greater than 0. So the message sender can withdraw the funds without ever contributing to the smart contract. So let's save this. Also, let's add another requirement to contribute. So require that the message.value, so the person who, the value that the person wants to add should be the amount, otherwise incorrect contribution value. Actually, this should be greater than the amount, right? So okay, let's test this one and then we'll check if it's right or wrong. So again, I can set 2 million as the amount and transact. So now here we can check this address. I actually fund the contract with this address, so 100 way, and let's transact. So as you can see, it's been funded. Now let's contribute with as the, so we don't need to contribute as the message sender. So now with the fifth address, we're going to contribute. So, oh, this is the fifth address, but we need to enter the amount. So for example, I can set the 1,900,000. So, and there we go. I think that's right. Yes. So let's transact, and there seems incorrect contribution value. So here I think it's better to make this message that value okay, this is the better option. It should be smaller equal than the amount. So now let's deploy it again. It's 2 million. So So transact and fund a contract with this address. 100 wave or 199, doesn't matter. So let's contribute with another address. So here I can enter the, for example, 1,900,000. Let's contribute. As you can see, it's now fine, successful, because equal is not good, because we want the amount to be either equal or greater than the message value, right? So that's it. Now we can check the campaign closed. It's not closed yet. Now let's contribute with another one, for example 200,000, and contribute. Successful, campaign closed, it's true. And as the message sender, here I can choose this address. This is the address that is the project owner as well. So now it's been successful. The project owner is now been able to withdraw the amount. And as you can see, here we have just removed this requirement that needs the message sender to be contributing so that he or she can withdraw the funds. So sometimes it's not necessary to do that. So this is the way that you can debug your project when testing. So I added this requirement so that we test it and see how it works. So this is the way, one of the ways that you can test your project to see if it works or not. So just compiling the project by itself does not suffice, but you need to test the whole contract for different kinds of different inputs and different ways, so that you can make sure that the contract works fine. So you might even need to test this contract even more, so that you make sure this is good for your own purpose. So with that said, that's it for this part of our tutorial, and until the next one, goodbye.